I thought Chad did a good job. He went out there, played a lot of energy, made some plays for us. I think he calmed everything down at times. He helped Foyesade out a bunch, so did a good job. And going forward, just continue to get better, find his niche in his defense.
What do you want to see from Devin as he gets involved in sort of the packages, kind of reversing roles, I guess, with Muma going forward for a little bit?
With Devin, it'll just be like go out to practice today, continue to work on the techniques, continue to get better, and he's still a vital part of this defense, and he'll be in on at linebacker at times, being on packages. It's just we have a good group of guys that we're able to use and just try to get the most out of them.
Trey Herndon was a healthy scratch against the Ravens. Is that a product of what you've seen from Buster Brown and Campbell, or was that just the game plan and situation for the week?
It was really just a way to give another guy opportunity. We saw what Trey could do, and we're happy and we're pleased with that, but we just wanted to see what another guy that hadn't had a chance to go out there and play and just, and TC went out there, did a good job for us, and Buster's been doing a good job. So just continue to work guys in and give them opportunities and let guys step up and take off.
How do you balance getting guys this time that you want to see, but also wanting a game plan to make sure that you're putting the best guys on the field to win the game?
That's the thing. Weekly it changes, and you might see a package this week, a package the next week, but weekly we have to go out there and put our guys in the best position to win that game. And whoever it calls for, everybody has a different skill set, and we'll use that skill set the best we can.
Seems like the Lions have been going on a run, especially offensively the past few games. What have you seen from them, and what sort of challenges does that present to the defense?
Really, right now they're throwing it around well and running the ball well. So they're really a two-headed monster, if you look at it that way. So we just have to, just understand that they're throwing it good, they're running it good. Just have to go back to our techniques, understand our scheme, and go out there and try to stop them.
How's that the running backfield, just with Swift, with Williams, like how they bounce off of each other? How difficult is that to defend?
Really, you talk about the whole offense as a two-headed monster. They really have three guys back there running the ball that can really do it. You have, guys that can power run, guys that are more of scat backs, guys that catch the ball well out of the backfield, and our offensive line. Offensive line is built to really move guys up front, and they do a good job. And knowing Coach Staley, playing with him and working with him, knowing that he really preaches running the ball, and they're doing a good job doing it.
St. Brown's a really young receiver, but he's been making some plays this year. You've shadowed Tyson on some guys this year. Has St. Brown been a guy that's earned enough respect where you might have to do that this week?
When you look at him, the type of player he's becoming, he is a guy that he's a number one, and they look to him and they feed him the ball. So that's another option that we have. But right now we'll just go in it as, we'll play our defense, and how we end up on Sunday, we'll see if we can make that work.
I know you guys did some things different last week, starting Andrew and putting Rayshon in the slot. I think I saw that it was Rayshon the most snaps he's ever spent in the slot in a game in his career. What does that say to you about just how adaptable the guys are?
I think we first got here, we wanted to build a scheme where, you play a technique, you learn a technique, you play a technique. And every position can do that. So when we come into situations where against Baltimore, you need to put a guy in a certain spot because just what Baltimore presents to us, then we're able to do that. And I think the guys handled it well. Jink came down, and he kept saying nickel this, nickel that. I think he liked that role of being a nickel, and Dewey did a great job coming in. So just guys being able to take ownership of the defense, and, they did a good job running with it.
Does the safety position kind of the unsung hero of run defense to you? I mean, it seemed like, especially last Sunday, a lot of tackles being made in the box by those two guys.
I think when you look at this defense, it's really still trying to form its identity. We're getting great play from all levels. Safeties are playing well, inside linebacker. Foyesade had a good game. Chad and Devin have done a good job. And then we got Shaq waiting in the wing. So we have good guys at all levels of it. Then up front, we got guys up front. So I think when you look at it overall, like we have guys in position. We just got to put them in position to go out there and excel.
And Foyesade, 18 tackles. What does that say about his performance?
Really, I think I told the guys this when I look at it. I say, when you get a linebacker that has, 20 tackles, 18 tackles, they got ran through. But when you look at this game, it wasn't that. So, he did a great job of, being who he is. He works hard all the time. He runs to the ball at practice, and he's a guy that, he has a feel to find the ball. He did a great job, and, it's time to make plays. He's a playmaker.
Did putting Chad next to him free him up a little bit to do that?
I don't know if it freed him up. I think it just, it settled everything down. I'm not saying that Devin didn't settle it down, but Chad out there, Chad was able to, because Chad's played the Mike position. So when he's in Mike position, he has to line guys up. So he's able to line guys up, and I think it helped him out. But I think just overall, really condensing the game plan, because against Baltimore was so many calls that you really didn't want to make. You wanted to go with our base stuff, so guys were familiar, being able to play fast, and they were able to go out there and, we got the victory.
Is that impressive for Chad Muma, a guy making his first start who, he's gotten spot play time, but to be able to go out there, help line guys up, just shows that he really has a mastery of the defense, sort of?
It's really, a good job by him just going back to training camp. In training camp, he got the reps at the Mo linebacker, then he played the Mike, and he's able to, adapt to whatever position. Just like we talked earlier, there's certain techniques at one spot that you don't get a bunch at another spot, but you still understand that technique, and he was able to go out there and, do a nice job for us.
Mike, what do you like about Dewey's personality the most?
Really, for me, it's not his personality. It's his professionalism. He's a guy that, he's one that I don't have to worry about. If he doesn't get a rep, he's going to have his nose in the book, and he's going to watch film. He's going to come in with questions. He's going to come in with answers to problems. And he's a guy that he's a professional. He might not be the starter. He might not do this, but if I ever have a problem, need to put somebody out there, I know he'll go out there, and he plays with so much energy and so much excitement. It really just feeds to the rest of the guys. But, he's a guy that you love to have on the team because he does it the right way, practices the right way, plays special teams. Then when called upon, he goes out there and make plays. So, you can't say enough about having those type of guys around. And then just for him just the respect he has in the locker room. Like, he's a guy that, we talk about leaders all the time, that he might not be a so-called leader, but guys in that locker room listen to him because they see what he does on the field and they see what he does on the practice field.
That was going to be on this. No matter how many stars the team has, even a team that wins the Super Bowl, every good team has about 4 or 5 Deweys, don't they? The role players, the emotional guys.
You have to because, your starters are going to be your starters, and everybody has the next man up mentality. And whenever he gets a chance to play, every time he's gone out there, when Jink got dinged up a couple of games ago, made a play on a big third down. Then in this game, he gets the opportunity. When he gets the opportunity to play, he makes plays, and that's what you want from role players. And he's playing his role to, trying to find ways to get him on the field even more.
You talked about settling the defense down and sort of simplifying things within the game plan. Is that something you guys are going to continue to do moving forward?
I think when you look at it, like the bye week was good for us to go back and look at what worked well, what we've practiced a bunch in training camp, what we've practiced and what we've carried throughout the season, and then go back and just hone in on that. And, think about it, sit there and understand the problems that Baltimore present to you as far as guys going flash motion and different guys pulling. But if you settle down and then play the way we want to play and not really react to them, I think that was the big key for us. Just sitting back and understanding we're going to do this and we know how to do this. We're going to do it and let's make them execute. And I think we made a few more plays.